During my career in education, the world has changed, and technology has been the catalyst for that change. As a young teacher, I watched the very first Apple IIe computer being brought through the front doors of the school in 1983. When my dissertation was published in 1997, there were 3 questions to which principals responded regarding use of modern technology. Over half of the principals in the state were surveyed, and over 70% of them responded. On the screen is what they had to say. About that time, something called the Internet went from obscurity to being a central part of our lives. Back then, we were consumers of content composed by very smart people who lived far, far away. That was Web 1.0. The web has changed, and now content is being produced every day by people just like you and me, using free tools that are laying around for the taking. That's what we call Web 2.0. The goals of my project have been to add value to this grand conversation we call Web 2.0 in 3 ways. First, I wanted to expand my own skills by introducing podcasting into my blog. Second, I wanted to help individual principals with their blogs. And third, I wanted to influence blogging on a larger scale through presentations. I was honored when Audio Education Online asked me to provide the final word for their October edition. The Audio Journal is a monthly executive briefing on CD and also delivered as streaming audio with over 3,000 subscribers. Those who have previously provided the final word include Tom Peters, Harry Wong, and Lou Holtz. Once October had passed, I posted the podcast to my blog. If you like what you hear there, tune in again in January, National Get Organized Month, for a podcast describing how to handle all of those tasks which repeat. This next August, we will talk about our nature to do things when we think about them, and ensure that we think about them at the right time. Eye on Education has nominated the podcast on documentation for the EduBlog Awards in the category for Best Educational Podcast. The second goal of this project was to help individual principals with their blogging needs. At Raymond L. Young Elementary School, Principal Patty Thomas created a blog this fall for her faculty. The purpose was to house reference information and serve as a component of the school's professional development efforts. With the creation of this blog, there was no longer a need to produce a paper-based faculty handbook. Gloria Thomas was appointed assistant principal at Zora Ellis Junior High less than a month ago. One of the first acts of business was to revive a blog that had not received a fresh post in 10 months. She gave the blog a new look and composed 3 new posts during the first 2 weeks. Mrs. Thomas contacted me for help on how to remove the navigation bar and how to install a counter. This is what Robin Gilbert wrote about how what I have shared about blogging has impacted her. That's one of the great things about Web 2.0. It makes sharing between Alabama and Idaho as easy as sharing with the person next door. Robin Gilbert's blog is a resource for information and a source of inspiration. The blog is coupled with Google Docs as a place to house all of the documents referenced by the links. The third goal of this project was to influence blogging on a larger scale through presentations. This summer, Staff Development for Educators invited me to present in Las Vegas at their National Differentiated Instruction Conference. One of my presentations was Your Own Blog in 10 Minutes or Less. Several weeks ago, I presented the same workshop at the National Middle School Association Conference in Baltimore. After attending the workshop, Your Own Blog in 10 Minutes or Less.blogspot.com uses real content from other blogs to demonstrate key concepts. Thanks to Web 2.0, the learning doesn't have to stop when the workshop is over. To visit any of the blogs we have talked about, go to the November 30th, 2010 post on my blog. Web 2.0 is here, and there's a question before us. Will we be merely consumers of content others have provided, or will we also be producers and give back to the body of knowledge from which we have so freely taken? In that delicate balance of give and take, will we uphold our end and lead in this Web 2.0 world?